Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 8 of the Millennial Classroom. Now, this is going to be a little different because today we're going to be talking about a book called Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, written by Steve Harvey. Now, if you haven't known him, he's a comedian. He is a motivational speaker. Also, he is known for a mistake that he made while announcing the Miss Universe results. You can go check out that video. But apart from this, I think the reason why I picked this book is because it's very simple. I'm not a reader myself. I don't read a lot of books. I can literally count in single digits the number of books I've read. But this book is pretty special because it's simple and the points that he mentions are quite relatable. So what we are going to do today is I've written down 5 aspects that he mentions in the book, and let's see what we can learn from it. Let's get started. Okay, so we'll take it one at a time. The 5 aspects are written right here. We'll start with the first one. Now for each aspect I've written down like one line that he mentions in the book, which is like bottom line, groundbreaking, and something easy to remember. The first point, he speaks about fear. Now about fear, he says, you facing your fears head on makes the fear seem a lot smaller than before. I think this is beautifully said. The only reason why a fear keeps looking bigger is because we keep procrastinating facing it, and by the time we actually face certain fears in our life, we would have built this huge mountain in our heads. If we face it earlier, I think it's better. So he says facing it head on is always going to make it much easier to face it. Okay, so second one, we are going to go to comparison. Now about comparison, there are 2 things that I've written down. Personally, it has definitely been a tough journey for me. I can't say I've completely done it, but to some extent I've tried to stop comparing myself to the people around me. Now the sentence is beautifully written by him. He says, don't waste your energy dwelling on how someone else did what you want to do or how fast they made their goal into a reality. Embrace your journey and the path God has for you. I think this is like beautifully written. It's like bottom line amazing, because one, he speaks about how someone else did what you want to do. Someone else already got a goal that you want to have, and how fast they did it. I think that's where we are stuck. Like if someone's doing it in a certain period of time, we feel like if we are not able to do that same amount of success in the same period of time, then we feel like we are losing. But that's why he goes on to say, embrace your journey and the path God has for you. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that we have to run at our own pace, and let's stop comparing. That's the first sentence. There's also another one about comparison, which is a little more deeper, but it's very beautifully written. He says, compare your life to that of a prisoner's life. You know, every time you're complaining about something, about a certain phase of your life or where you haven't yet reached, he says, compare whatever you have to a prisoner's life. You know, the kind of freedom that you have, compare it with the kind of freedom a prisoner has. Like any prisoner would love to have the kind of freedom you have in your life. Okay, so we'll go to the third aspect. Some of you have told me that, you know, I start blocking the board when I'm speaking. So I'm trying to refer this as much as possible so that we are on the same page. The third point, he talks about sharing. Now on sharing, he says, don't forget the simple principle of sharing. Help people around become successful too. Not only focus on our growth and our personal achievements, but our closest friends, I think we got to support them. Coming to the fourth point about God. Now you know what, this point is pretty deep. It is you know, very often mentioned in the book. Okay, he has his own what do I say, view on God, but I can give it to you in 2 points. Okay, he says, acknowledge him in all your ways and he will direct your path. So whatever is happening in your life, acknowledge him. If it's good, thank him. If something's going wrong, speak to him about it. Now we all have our own ways of having faith. Our faiths are different, the way we address it is different, but he very often mentions the need of faith in your life. He says without having a faith in a superpower or God or whatever you want to call it, it's going to get really rough. At least in the bad times, with faith, there's a real direction that comes in your life. And the final aspect, which is your gift. Now this is personally my favorite point of the entire book. He talks about your gift, and the point is here. While you figure out what your gift is, don't get distracted by alternate career options. There's this huge debate about choosing talent or choosing money. If you say, oh, you know what, chase your dream, use your passion, make your passion your life and all that, people start saying, oh, well, what about money? Who's going to pay me my salary? He has this beautiful way of explaining it, right? He says, do not leave your job all of a sudden to kind of, chase your life, chase everything that you want to do. We all have responsibilities at the end of the day. But let the job not distract you from your gift and your goal. Let the job be there, let it keep paying your bills, but let it not stop the journey of discovering what our gift is. He keeps repeating this. He keeps saying that we all have a gift. We all have a gift. Either if we have realized it, we haven't yet started working on it. If we haven't realized, we have never put in the efforts to kind of discover what that gift is. So if you listen to him, he keeps repeating this through the entire book, right? So let's spend some time on figuring out what our gift is while we spend most of our life working and making sure the money comes in. I think on the sidelines as of now, we got to keep working on this gift so that at some point we can leave our job, we can leave the salary dependent life, and the gift or the talent that we have can start fueling our life as a whole. So I would definitely recommend you reading this book, Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success by Steve Harvey. It's beautifully written. You can finish it in 3-4 days. It's a pretty small book. If you liked the book, let me know. If you have already read it, let me know. So I will see you guys on the next episode. Hope you liked it, and do subscribe to the channel. Do not forget that. See you on the next episode. Thank you guys.